future days. And joining me now is California Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, a Democrat who represents the Orange County area. She's also a senior member of the House Committee on Homeland Security. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. I understand you've been briefed.
Thank you, Jake.
What have you learned?
Well, we know that the shooter was this 23-year-old American citizen, resident of the LA area. Paul Ciancia, I think is the way you would pronounce his last name. That he went in, that he had was armed when he was stopped at the first initial place where you go to show your boarding pass to the TSA person and your ID. That's when he pulled out the weapon. That most likely he was aiming at some of the TSA employees. Remember that our TSA employees there, our officers, are not armed. You can imagine if they were armed, as angry as people sometimes get at these entry points, these security points. So we don't arm them. Usually behind them, especially at LAX, which is the airport I use every week to fly back and forth to Washington, D.C., we generally have an officer back there. It is usually of the particular airport. We have various law enforcement there. We have LAWA, that's the airport police. We have LAPD, who have a pod there. We have sheriff once in a while there. Of course, we have our TSA officials. And we also sometimes have FBI or special agents because of other things going on. In this particular case, he not only shot and killed a TSA employee, but he also wounded at least 2 other TSA employees who are at the hospital now, and of course probably anywhere between 2 and 4 others who are at various hospitals. We also know that this young man was never a TSA employee.
Right, that's been reported in other media outlets. And you say it, and we've reported earlier today as well, this individual was not a TSA employee. Congresswoman, one thing I've heard from people who fly in and out of LAX a lot is that it's very easy to get to the security checkpoint, and there isn't as much security. It wouldn't have been that difficult for the shooter to get to that checkpoint. I'm not exactly sure what the complaint means. Maybe you can shed some light on it. Do you think this airport is fortified enough? Do you think it is safe and secure enough?
Well, at some point, you have to start the entry process, if you will, into being a passenger on a plane. Now, I fly quite a bit. And I have flown to many, many airports internationally as well as our domestic ones. And I will tell you that almost everybody does it the same way. In other words, to get to the terminals, you generally must enter the security point where you have somebody checking your ID to begin with, and then you get to the place where you check your belongings, etc., that you're carrying on. There are very few places. There are some places that check you first, put you on a bus, and then take you to a terminal. But usually the entry point is done pretty much the same way in almost every airport I've been to. So I don't know how much more fortification one could have, in particular when you do have, especially at LAX, at least in the terminals I have access, you generally have a police officer right beyond the point where you go through after you've put your luggage or your carry-ons through. I don't know how much more people want us to fortify it at the same time as the traveling public is telling us we're spending too much time there, we don't want to be in line, why are you checking me all the time? So it's always a balance of how you do commerce and how you try to keep people safe.
And Congresswoman, I just want to have you repeat what you were briefed on by law enforcement as a senior member of the House Homeland Security Committee. You were told that the shooter was a 23-year-old male, or is a 23-year-old male, and his name again was what?
Paul Ciancia, I believe, C-I-A-N-C-I-A, as it was described to me. And he is an LA area resident, and obviously we're trying to track down what will happen now is, and the FBI is heading the whole investigation, even though there's, as I said, a pod of different law enforcement. They are now trying to figure out what he was doing before that so that we can have some information as to the intent and the motive of what he was doing.
I'm about to bring in Evan Perez, who's our reporter at the Justice Department, who has more information. Just before I let you go, Congresswoman, have you been told by during your briefing or from any other of your sources in your capacity as a member of the Homeland Security Committee, have you been told about any possible motive? And have you also been told about whether or not the alleged shooter, 23-year-old Paul Ciancia, whether or not he is alive, whether or not he's in the hospital, his current status?
Mm-hmm. I'm not allowed to comment on his current status, although we have been told. And secondly, as to motive, we don't know, other than the fact that at least the person who is dead, the victim, and at least 2 others were TSA employees. I don't know if that's because that's the barrier you have to get through before you can enter Terminal 3 down into the actual hallway of the terminal, or whether in particular he was advancing towards TSA employees. We don't know that yet.
All right, Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you again. We'll talk to you soon.